Hi everybody, QuiteGoneJin here. This video is going to be my top 5 most satisfying combat systems. Like I say, let's get into it.
Okay, you know how this story starts. In the beginning, there wasn't shit. Literally, nothing but void and darkness. And that's how the darkness liked it. It wasn't until God decreed, turn on the lights, that things got nasty. It started out small. A planet here, a sun there. You know, next thing you know, there were humans and cows and then stuff running all over the place. Needless to say, the darkness was pissed. From then till now, the darkness tore its way through the world, inhabiting one human host after another, each thinking that they were its master. But you can't own the darkness. The darkness owns you.
Number 5, Darkness 2. You're a freaking gangster with demon arms. You can do so many cool things with these bad boys, like juggling your enemies in the air with slow-mo, ripping out their hearts. There are other cool powers too, like enhancing your guns and a foul little gremlin that you can throw at people and use for stealth and other assistance. But for me, it was really all the cool melee stuff you could do with the demon arms, like picking up objects and using them as weapons or shields, and just the juggling was friggin' phenomenal. The executions are bloody glorious, and you really feel both Jackie's and the Darkness's rage. I won't spoil it for you any more than that. This is a fantastic combat system.
Here you go, boss. Bon appetit.
Hi, Jackie. Remember us from the Candy Club? Well, do you? Sure he does.
Trust me, ladies. I wish I did. Oh, shit! Jackie, get down!
Hey, man.
Wait! You won't believe what those assholes did!
Who?
Those guys at Top Glamour, they're fucking with me! I brought them another load of watches. They were supposed to give me $200,000 for them. Instead, they give me this hunk of shit. I don't even know how to ride this thing. I had to push it here.
Calm down. Give me the bike. I'll get you your money.
What are you gonna do?
Same thing I always do, Jackie.
Number 4, Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition. Man, if you want to feel like a kung fu badass, this is your game. The combat system is a lot like the Batman Arkham games, but that's not a bad thing. The only difference I found, and it's a big difference, is that there are no ways you can just hold down the parry button and stay invulnerable. They're called iframes, invulnerability frames. You actually have to hit the button just before an attack comes in, or else you'll get hit and staggered. And it makes for a much more challenging combat than other games in the same vein. The combat system is also extremely fleshed out with 2 different trees, one in the cop and one in the triad sector, and the moves are amazing. Things like a charging knee stun or jumping power roundhouse kicks, double knee kicks, some really cool leg breakers and arm breakers, and ways to turn on slow-mo if you're taking on multiple people at once or jumping at them to take their gun out of their hand and then shoot someone else. It suits the Hong Kong action film feel perfectly. There's a lot of clothing in the game, and that might sound funny, like why do you care about clothing in a combat system, but they give you passive bonuses, and some of them give you outright whole new movesets like Drunken Kung Fu or George St. Pierre's Superman Punch. So it's definitely worth taking a look at. With that John Woo style comes bloody executions, and these things are bloody. All I'm going to tell you is that a lot of your environment can be used to kill someone with, whether you want to throw them over something or smash them in something. I won't spoil the surprise, but it's definitely an amazing combat system, and this helps a lot. Also, the vehicle combat in this game is extremely well done and fleshed out. Not only do you get to lean out just about any window and take out the tires of your enemy and then watch their vehicle fly in the air when you're shooting them, but there's nothing more satisfying than climbing on the top of a vehicle or standing up on a speeding motorcycle going down a highway and then leaping to the roof of your enemy's vehicle, or even a few roofs along the way to get to your enemy's vehicle so you can either shoot them or pull them out of their car and steal it. The vehicle combat in this game is amazing and tied in with the Kung Fu. That's why it gets this spot in my top 5.
You're coming with me.
Here's your guy. Hope you still want him. But I don't want this coming back to bite me in the ass.
I'll take care of it. Where he's going, he won't be in a position to tell anyone anything.
Hey, I can hear you! What the fuck are you doing out there? Open the fucking trunk, will you?
Hey, show the lady some respect.
Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here.
Number 3, Dishonored. Okay, I want to get something off my chest here. I prefer third person over first. If this was a third person game, it would be my favorite combat system, bar none. But it's not, so it's not. It's still my favorite stealth system. I think it has some of the best stealth gameplay ever to be put into video games, and I'm really excited for Dishonored 2, which is coming up soon. So let's get into it. Dishonored has some of the best laid out zones, some of the coolest powers, and some of the most ingenious combinations of those powers possible. I went through the game and yeah, I snuck up on people. Yeah, I used possession and rats and slowed time grenades, my counter strikes and lots of executions, moving bodies and hiding them. All the cool things I really loved with stealth. But what I didn't realize until I took a second look at the game is how you can combine these powers, and the fact that you can approach every quote unquote board, every zone, completely different. Combining these powers with things like leaping into a room and then sliding past a couple bad guys and then shooting them when they shoot back at you, freezing time, possessing someone, moving him in front of the bullets and then unpossessing him to watch his head explode is amazing. Or throwing a grenade in the air very, very far away from the guys and then pausing time and then using your wind power to shoot that grenade forward right at them and then unpausing time, watching them explode without any idea where it came from is super satisfying. That's all I need to say about this game. It's freaking phenomenal, and that's why it deserves the number 3 spot.
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one. You'll know what to do, won't you? Corvo.
Ward all, look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress. What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Number 2, The Witcher 3. The combat system in this game is amazing. I would actually argue that there are multiple combat systems in play here. It's definitely elevated over the previous game, Witcher 2, which was also fantastic, but nowhere near as polished. Let me give you some examples. There are small and fast opponents that can give you a lot of trouble if you don't learn how to parry properly. Dodging and rolling out of the way might get you out of the way, but it's not going to get you in to fight them. And when you try to, if you don't do a proper parry, they're just going to stagger you. But if you do a proper parry, you'll find that you get an execution done, so you one-shot monsters, so you really get rewarded for fighting very well. Some monsters can't be blocked, like drowners, and when you find out, it's very frustrating. But there's a lot of things the game doesn't tell you, like, did you know that you can do slow motion attacks from horseback? Yeah, just hold down the attack button. Did you know that even though your horse gets more stressed out in combat, you can use your mind control power on the horse so that you can stay on him longer? A lot of things in this game are not straight and standard. The spells aren't vanilla either. They're not just different kinds of damage. They're very, very cool, quirky tools that he uses to help him fight. Potions and oils need to be used with your brain. There's a lot of preparation and research that's involved in not only getting into combat, but also deciding how you want to play the game. You have to decide what tree to upgrade, if you want to do the fast or slow melee, if you want to do potions or bombs or magic. Then there's runes, which completely change how your abilities work, or even how your armor sets, which also have bonuses of their own, are registered. It's a surprisingly deep but never overwhelming combat system that is just amazing, and that's why it's my number 2.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Better round up someone else to help. 3 of you don't stand a chance against me.
What? I could fuck you up by myself.
If I had a bag over my head and my hands tied behind... Actually, no, not even then.
Number 1, Shadow of Mordor. Oh, this Middle-earth game is amazing. You feel super powerful right off the bat, but it never gets boringly easy, and you can always be defeated. Watch out for poison, shield users, and characters with range even in the late game. The stealth game is super deep, surprisingly reminds me of an upgraded version of my very first gleefully addictive stealth game, Stealth Assassin Tenchu, I believe was the name of it. It has the Batman Arkham system, but it adds in the blood and the gore that we really crave, and the system is extremely responsive, and the most powerful moves need to be charged up, can't use them all the time. The game has some of the coolest gap closers. It's possible to mess up, especially early on in the game, and the Nemesis system is very ingenious and entices repeat play. Runes drop from captains when you win, and if you die, the enemy levels up, and they remember your previous fight when you come back to fight them again, and they will taunt you. And these taunts and these, I don't know what you want to call them, these experiences when you run into them again, really add immersion, because they'll make fun of you and you'll remember your last encounter with them. Once you start learning your mind control like abilities, you start to feel like a Jedi, but it doesn't really seem out of place. The mind controlling doesn't just stop at being a combat alternative, you can use it to actually build an army and unleash it, on your own terms. And the beast controlling and mounting can be hilarious. Even the giant monsters and the fast 4-legged Caragors can climb and sprint, so once you take control of them, it doesn't really feel limited. And that's it, guys. That is my number 1.